This is the 20th season of Bass Talk Live. BTL is presented by Bass Cat Boats, Strike King Lures, AFTCO, Pro Guide Batteries, Spro, Gamakatsu, The Bass Tank, Denali Rods, Beatdown Outdoors, and Sunline.
BTL coming at you.
Good evening and welcome to another exciting edition of BTL Bass Talk Live, where we are going to talk about bass fishing. Took a little diversion from our regularly scheduled programming. It's been a little chaotic for the last month in the BTL studio. Had an open, sucked in that, went up north, won that, went home for 4 days. Now I'm here at the OBT media event, and we figured we'd kick things off with the G-Man, GERALD Swindle.
I seen you got the big W up there.
Yeah,
drove up with no sleep and got it.
I did.
Did it feel good?
It did. It was.
I just want you to tell me how it feels, because this year's been kind of slow for me too. I mean, I've been nailing down those solid 90th place finishes.
Okay, well, we got to be like full disclosure. I got there at 3:30 in the morning, and I jumped in the boat with my buddy Adam, who'd practiced for 4 days, and he said I got a game plan, and so we just went and executed.
But you got
his
the
game
W.
plan. Yeah.
But
really, how much does that count? For it's a
W.
It is. It still counts. Okay.
When you're having a struggling year, that's a W. I take all victories. If I beat my wife in a foot race, or if we try to beat each other in the restroom, if I beat her to the pooper, it's a W.
I got you. How often do you get approached to do charity stuff, GERALD?
It's pretty overwhelming. And we try to do what we can do. You can just only do so much. You know? And
that's what I was saying. So when I got involved with this St. Jude tournament up north, and I went and fished it just for fun, I was like, this is the organization I want to get involved with. This is a part of it. When I took over BTL, I wanted to have some sort of non-profit, some sort of kind of donation thing involved with it. And then you had that in your career where just like certain ththings come full circle, and you're like, God, I can't believe that just happened. Like at this time, at this moment, and this was meant to be.
Because I think maybe, like I could say for myself, if that would have happened to you 5 years ago, would the Matt that we knew 5 years ago, would it have affected him like it did now?
No, because I didn't do any of that stuff 5 years ago.
Now, I think at my age in my career, you look at things different. My wife and I try to do everything we can within our means, and we try to really work with a foundation at home. It's called a backpack ministry, where we try to help feed children who don't have food to go home on a weekend. So oh wow, who would have ever thought in my whole fishing career that would have been something that I was so concerned about being able to try to raise money for or make money for. So I think it just has to mature. You're much more different now. You see it and you're like, this is what I want to be involved in. And that's cool, man, because then you've made a conscious choice to make a difference.
Yep.
You wasn't peer pressured into, make a donation. No, you make an effort.
Yeah, and also a lot of the BTL listeners did as well. We sold over 45, or didn't sell over. We donated over $4,500 to St. Jude just on BTL T-shirt sales alone.
That's incredible. That's a lot of T-shirt sales.
Yeah, dude, you're in the T-shirt game these days.
It's been crazy, man. It's been such a blessing, and I just never dreamed it would take off that big. It's been really good for Leanne and I. There's a couple of rookies out there on the Elite Series right now that like to kind of poke fun that, maybe he went from pimp to prostitute because he's having to sell T-shirts. So I can assure you, boys, sales is good.
It is. Just to clarify, we are in Anderson, South Carolina. We're on the shores of Lake Hartwell. MPFL going on this week. Tomorrow's their off day. Talked to a bunch of those guys, saw Fat Cat at the ramp. They had like a round table at the hotel here. Looking forward to seeing how that tour is going. Like I said, have been more impressed every year that the MPFL survives, and now it looks like they have
thriving.
Looks like they have some stability for the next couple years.
I really enjoyed meeting as a Brad Fuller, the director. I really enjoyed it. I like his sternness, his direction, but yet his calmness. Mm-hmm. It was very noticeable. I think Fat Cat's doing a great job, and even I hate to say this, even Luke Clunkin's doing a good job. So I think the boys are stable. I would really I chose to fish 3 Toyota Series this year because they had our championship back at Wheeler. Had to be in the top 25, and I think ended up in the 40s in the points. But that was my decision, why not to fish NPFL, but I think there's a chance next year I would probably like to fish a few.
I got you. Kind of a cool little behind the scenes thing here that we're doing, and we've got Hall of Fame rider Louie Stout coming on, some behind the scenes
great
guys
behind the warm-ups.
Russ Lane, Todd Seisner from In Fisherman. We're going to talk about back trolling tandem willow leafs for channel cats.
We know a lot
winter.
about that. Yeah, that's what me and you need to know.
Did you grow up reading In Fisherman?
I did, man. And funny, Johnny McCombs and a buddy of mine, we used to sit around and we had all the In Fisherman voices down pat. You know?
Oh, yeah.
We was working the Berkeley
now
Power
we go
Club.
to Lake of the Woods where Doug Stange is figurating for muskies with bucktails.
And he say, thanks for being with me, guys. Today we're going to work some Berkeley Power grubs out here on the outside of the reed line. And I'm like, I remember every episode. You know, it was a big part of my childhood when I got to watch fishing.
Yeah, it was cool. So a bunch of guys, and then we're going to let you get to bed. You're on the back end of a long road trip. Like once the season kind of starts.
It's crazy. A lot like yourself. You sell it short, but like you're chasing 9 opens, running BTL. Like you're staying pretty busy, man. Like somebody needs to sit down and interview you, because I know that open grind. I fished a few and I've been out there with you, and I can see that stress level on your face. My nephew's out there.
I talk to Trey all the time.
It's a grind, dude.
Trey busts his ass.
He tries.
Yep.
He can't commit all into live scope. He'll do it for a while and back off. But like, I got nothing but respect for you guys, because I fished enough of them out there with him that I can look at you guys and say it's wearing on them much like it is me and the elites. You know, one day in those opens and you got to start all over.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. That's a big burden to bear going into that, especially when things maybe not be going smooth. But like, you guys keep hustling, man. I think it's a hard mountain to climb.
It is. It's a hard mountain to climb to be a professional bass angler these days, regardless of what tour you're on or what you're doing.
It's a lot of obligations.
You've been doing this decades now. I mean, you are an elder statesman in the industry. Have you ever seen a year with just, and not to get anything specific, but just a year with so much, I want to say, what word is it? Unsettling, turmoil,
drama.
Have you ever seen a year with so much drama?
In my career, never on either side in every division. And it's, I don't know if I'd say it's worrisome or disheartening or distracting, but it's something there. Like, it's really like, you look at it, you're like, this is supposed to be fun.
Do you think this is the new normal, or do you think this is just a year where a bunch of weird stuff has happened and there's a bunch of stuff going on in the industry, and then it'll settle back down to where it's been, to where the interviews and the shows are about how Patrick Walters won by 16 pounds this past weekend, or the new bait that's coming out, or is this kind of the new normal?
I want to be positive so bad, Matt, and say the PMA of me says, it's going to get back to normal, but my gut says that the normal's gone. So
this is the new normal.
I think this could possibly, and that's hard to think, because I like the good stuff in fishing, not the bad stuff.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
And fishing for the love of the game. I mean, you played hockey. You played it because you loved it.
Yep.
And you took that passion for hockey and got on the water, and you love it too. So when that love gets tainted, it's no different than a relationship. Like, if you're truly in love with somebody and the relationship gets tainted, it's really hard to just carry on with that, toting that flag of blindness. And I don't want to lose that in the sport. Yeah. Like, I struggle to keep it fun. So that's why when I go home, I take time to try to go fish wildcatters with my nephew Trey, and Fisher and I, one of my good buddies' sons. Like, I want to go fish a 20 boat tournament and get that slight bit of adrenaline on takeoff and weighing in. Like, that's why we started, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I can remember you going around with Mark, like you was just a young pup. And now I'm looking at it, I'm like, where did all the fun go? I
mean, I still enjoy it. I was a little stressed. This was the first time, setting up the little mobile studio that we got going here, where I was like, son of a gun, I turned into Mark. Yeah. Everyone's having fun, drinking the beer,
which is not a bad thing. Mark
can
get work done, but it's amazing how you become something you never thought you would.
Yeah.
And I see that as my career's grown. I've become something that I didn't like. I never seen myself becoming a leader, or people saying, well, you're an OG, we're coming to you for advice. I never seen that. Like, so I think it's just, you're at that point in your life, man, where you're running the opens, you're hustling, you're grinding, you have sponsor obligations, you have BTL obligations. You never rest. You really don't. Sometimes I think the only silence. I made this comment to my wife, and she said, I've never heard you say that. I said, for years, the only silence in my life was when they called out my boat number and I left.
Yeah.
That's when the world went quiet.
Yeah.
And I said, one thing I've struggled with in the last year and a half is when they call my boat number, I'm so between, do I live scope all day or fish natural? It's almost like there's static in the radio. I don't never get that pure silence.
Where you're doing
I know I'm doing the right thing.
Do it and you come in and you're like, that was a day.
Right. And I've always enjoyed that when Dave Mercer says, out goes G-Man, like it just gets quiet for me. People think, well, you're out there cutting jokes. Dude, it's like the most peaceful time in my life.
Yeah.
And I don't want to lose that. Like, cause that's what makes it pure.
What's weird to me in this sport, you made a joke before you came on, and I said, hey, you want to come on? You said something about 5 bad tournaments in a row. But what's weird to me in this sport is in a lot of other games. In hockey, you got 82, and football, you only have 16. But that's 10 bad days. And you take how many days you're on the water, and literally you have like 2 or 3 bad days in a row, and people start saying, what's wrong? Yep. Well, you're in a sport with so many uncontrollable variables.
And it can be the most minute things. It could be the luck of the draw, or it's like, it's really not that the guy's fishing bad, but you're right. Somebody said, man, what's going on? I'm like, I don't think it's that bad. I'm 25 years into it. I've had bad. This is the worst 5 tournaments I've ever had. And it's like you're not zeroing.
Yeah.
You're putting up decent weight, but you're this close to having a great season and this close to having a bad season.
Yeah.
So mentally, and I even think for you, and I would encourage you and my nephew Trey and all the guys out here who are running the opens, my boy Daryl Gleason, don't get down, man. Don't let one day dictate what y'all have to offer for the next 8 or 9 tournaments. It's a long season. And anything can happen. And I have to just keep preaching to myself that, hey, it's happening for a reason, learn from it. But I know in the opens how overwhelming it can feel when you realize, Matt, you screwed up today. You're standing in the weigh-in line and you're looking around and you're thinking, crap. I got to start all over again. I think the key to that is you stay focused, man. You hold it accountable to Trey. Stay focused, man. Don't let one bad tournament, because you never know. The next 3 could be, I tell Leanne, I said, every bad tournament I've had, I'm one day closer to having one of the greatest days of my life.
That's very true.
And I said, so I'm going to try to keep thinking that, but how easy is it for us to get down? Because you put so much into it. It's a daylight to dark practice. You go all in. You're physically exhausted. You haven't ate. You're running the business. And then you come in and you think, well, there it is. It's real easy to go, well, shit, I'm just going to break all my rods and take up golf. And you have to go to the room and decompress and say, you know what? It's just a step. Yeah. It's just a bump. But God, in that moment in that weigh-in line, it feels like it is so bad to me.
You know what's even crazier? It's even doing it 25. Can you imagine doubling it and you're fishing against a guy who's done it for 50 and he just cashed a check this week?
And I'm like, dude, I wouldn't be able to stay awake the entire tournament day at that age.
Is that like, he's a guy who's done it 25? How impressive is that?
He's done it better this year than, like, he's really been like lighting it up.
And he's a guy, in my opinion, that I have been extremely pleasantly surprised with his presence, what Melissa does and what he does on social media.
Yeah,
reading his posts at the end of every day, whether it's Melissa or him, or having Rick talk about it after, like, he's
rebranding.
He's engaged with so many more people who have rediscovered or discovered, because you know how young the sport is.
That's never been Rick's deal either.
Yeah, no,
so
never.
I think it's brilliant that Melissa and him sit down and said, we're going to keep revising a brand.
Yep.
You can never sit stagnant. The brand has to keep recreating it and keep growing with it. And I commend him, man.
Yep. All right. What's your shirt say? This one?
Yeah.
Strength is what we can gain from the madness we survive. You still doing one a month?
We try to do one about every tournament, you know, and drop it like that. But this, I may need to send you one of these for the opens if you don't mind. You
Heck
know,
yeah.
There's some madness you survive out there, brother.
Yeah, no, I do. Speaking of madness, we're going to get Louie Stout on next. Get over here.
One of the legendary riders.
I'm going to let you get some rest back on the water
to see
tomorrow.
You, man.
Greatly
keep my nephew straight. If he gets online,
will do. No, dude, he's always busting his butt out there. I always see him daylight to dark.
You keep him.
All right, Louie, come on.
Thanks, Gerald. All right, that is Gerald Swindle, the G-Man. We're going to take our first break of the show. When we come back, Louie Stout, Hall of Fame, outdoor rider, website, podcast extraordinaire, Cubs fan, cigar connoisseur. I think I've got it all named. It's BTL at night. We'll be back right after this.
The new Puma STS has been redesigned from the ground up. With the angler, design, function, and performance in mind, nothing on this new offering was compromised, and the only thing carried over from the previous version is the name. Based on the Soft Touch series hull that started with the flagship Jaguar, this new model is nimble and performs incredibly well at all speeds with either a 250 or 300 horsepower engine. Featuring a new 96-inch wide-body footprint, this hull measures out at 20 foot 7 inches in length. Industry-leading design coupled with tournament-winning performance. The Puma STS from Basscat. Feel the rush.
Gamakatsu, the innovation leader in fish hooks, is launching Nano Alpha technology in 2024. Nano Alpha is a new finish available on Gamakatsu's most popular hook styles. It delivers 2 times slicker performance, 4 times better corrosion resistance. Nano Alpha technology makes the world's greatest fish hooks even better in 2024 to help anglers catch more fish.
Born in Japan, using technology, innovation, and precision, Sunline produces the widest selection of fishing lines at the most technologically advanced line factory in the world. Manufactured at the strictest tolerances to produce victories at the highest levels of tournament bass fishing. From household names like Christie, Swindle, and Cruz, to young guns like Cook, Logan, New, and Welcher, they all trust Sunline to take them to the top of the leaderboard. Choose the line that will give you the strength to guarantee your confidence. Sunline.
All right, welcome back. It is BTL at night from the OBT Writers event in South Carolina, and I am joined by, here, scoot over this way a little bit there, Louie. Yeah, there you go. You got to get you all the way in there. I am joined by the one and only Louie Stout. How would you describe yourself? What have you done for the past, like I know you're an author, right? You're an author, an outdoor writer. You run a website, you dabble, you've done it all over the year. But if you guys have followed Bassmaster and the professional tournament scene, if you've read a Bassmaster magazine, a Bass Times, anytime over the past, 30 years?
Maybe longer.
40?
Yeah. I wrote my first Bassmaster story in 1982, I believe.
Oh, that's before I was born, Louie.
Yeah,
what was your first Bassmaster story?
I couldn't even begin to
Come on, you got to remember your first Bassmaster story.
It had to do something because I lived in northern Indiana, and I liked fishing natural lakes, so it had to be something to do with northern fishing, which at that time not many people were writing about that kind of topic, and the editor said we need more from the north. And that was before the tournament started going to St. Clair and some of the other places up north. So I was a newspaper columnist at that particular time, which I did for 17 years before I went off on my own. But this year was my 45th consecutive Bassmaster Classic.
And there's only been 54, 56 of them?
But yeah.
So I've seen you for the last 15
at least,
and you seem to enjoy every one more than you do the year before.
I do. I enjoy this business. I enjoy the sport and the people. I mean, how could you not? I mean, when you work in the fishing business, yeah, it's like any other job. It gets old and you get tired of some things, but I mean, it's a great industry.
And you've also survived the digital change that's taken place over the past 15 years. You have a website, wait, help me out here. The
Michiana Outdoors News, and it's Michigan and Indiana put together. It covers northern Indiana and southern Michigan. It's it's an area that's blessed with a lot of natural lakes, not many reservoirs. So we try and like here at these events, I get with the pros. And I'm doing stuff for Bassmaster and Bass Times, but I'm also doing videos with the pros about techniques that are applicable to my part of the country.
So then you throw that in there. So explain. So my mom was an English teacher for 30 years. I grew up writing. I wrote for 2,000 word articles a week for BassZone.com I mean, that's where that went. I did some writing for Bass Times. I've gotten some, like, writing has been a part.
Mhm.
I want you to talk about why the written word is still important in today's digital age, because I believe it's very important.
Well, I do too. And what concerns me is when I talk to a lot of the young people, they if they don't see it on YouTube, or if it's a story that runs more than 3 or 4 paragraphs,
Mhm.
they don't have the time for it, and that's a shame, because I don't care how you get your information. That the longer articles in Bassmaster and Bass Times provide you a lot of details that you can go back and see.
Yep.
And I understand you can do that with the YouTube, but and some of the other stuff, but that's what we've always done. You know, Bassmaster's taught a lot of people how to bass fish, and including myself in the early days. So I think people should spend more time reading, whether it's Bassmaster, I don't care what it is.
Yep.
Getting more details about how to do these things.
You've been in the boat with hundreds of guys. You've literally interviewed every single professional bass angler probably in history. All right. Worst professional angler of the last 46 classics that you've interviewed. Like the guy who, when he catches them, you go, oh crap, I got to work with this guy. Dude, you could say whatever you want, Louie. You're made. You can't say anything wrong.
No.
Like who was the toughest interview? I mean, this could be the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s.
The toughest interview would probably be Cliff Pace.
Really?
Yeah.
Just to get info out?
Yeah, because he I don't think he saw at that time, he didn't see the importance of working with the media.
Yep.
And he's a very knowledgeable and obviously a great angler, but he wasn't in a big hurry to share any information.
Best interview guy. The guy who, when he caught him, you went, my job is easy now.
Caught him or not, the best interview is Kevin Van Dam.
Really?
Yes. And perhaps I'm a little partial. I did 2 books with him, but he's the kind of guy that you could go walk up to and say, Kevin, I want to do a story on spinnerbait fishing in October during a cold front on a natural lake or a reservoir. And he'd say, okay. And I'd hand him my tape recorder. I could go to the bathroom and come back, and he's still talking. And when I take the tape back and record it and transcribe it, it's everything I would have asked.
Wow.
I mean, yeah.
Take Kevin out of the equation. You get one more day to spend in the boat bass fishing. Now we're talking fishing, not interviewing. Who are you picking? Can't pick Kevin because, like you said, you wrote 2 books with the guy, and you would have picked him.
No, I wouldn't pick him.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No, because you're saying one guy.
Yeah.
Rick Lund.
Yeah. Have you spent a day in the boat? What is it like? So I've never been in the boat with Rick.
It's very quiet.
Oh, so even when it's not tournament, he's quiet, dude.
Yeah. And I haven't done that recently, but I did do it with him on some events. And I mean, he just say, look, man, I'm very focused. You're okay it's okay to talk to me, but pick the right times, you know?
So if I remember correctly, and if I'm wrong, let me know, but were you working for Bassmaster back in those days when the media would fish in the Classic with the competitors? Were you ever one of those guys who fished in the Classic with the guy in the front of the boat?
Yeah, I believe they had it, but I think that when I came on, you could only fish on practice day.
Okay.
And they had a prize, $500 for the press angler, $500 for the pro. Whoever, if I were the guy that caught the big fish, my pro would get $500. And no, I never did.
What was your relationship like with Ray?
It was good. He was when I was covering a lot of tournaments, he'd come down, let's go to breakfast. You know, a funny Ray story. As you know, Ray had a knack for getting people to do things.
Yep.
And he called me one time on a Sunday night, and he said, hey, man, I got this idea. I'd like to have come to South Bend, Indiana, and do this special thing. I'm going to bring in pros and do all this, you know, and we'll have a big program. And you think it'd fly? And I said, yeah, I think it'd be great. Guys would love that. He'd say, okay, here's what I need you to do. Find me a place.
Do it all.
Get some volunteers. Get it for free.
That's funny. That's vintage Ray right there.
Yeah, that's what he liked to do.
Here's what I want to do, Lou. We got some more people we want to get to. I've talked to you in the past, and you've been open to it, but now you know what BTL is all about, the interview process. I want to get you at your home, and I want to get you on for a full hour plus, tell the stories, talk about bass fishing. You good to do that in the upcoming months?
Sure, I'll do it.
All right, I appreciate it. Cubs
All
got
right.
a chance this year?
Well, they're looking pretty good. They can stay healthy.
I know the Cardinals are not looking very good.
Cardinals are in trouble.
Cardinals are in trouble. I just checked the other day,
Yeah.
and I was like, "What the heck?"
Yeah. Well, we've been tied with Milwaukee, but
Yeah.
our guys just keep dropping off with injuries. So, but it's a long season.
It is. All right, we're going to take another break, and
All
when
right.
we come back, we have a pop-in guest. We have a surprise guest. We got Pete from Omnia, and I think he might have. How long is this? Are we really doing like a massive Omnia code tonight? Oh, he tried. Never mind. We'll just be back with Pete from Omnia for 10 minutes then. So it's BTL from the Outdoor Writers event in Anderson, South Carolina on what day of the week is it, Louie? Monday or
Today
Tuesday?
is Tuesday.
On Tuesday night. We'll be back right after this.
Your early morning mentality is your every hour mentality. All gas, no brakes. Focus, purpose, power. Destined for the water, but confident everywhere else. A calming buzz before the storm, the truth of nature itself. You can't catch lightning in a bottle. There's a limit out there, but it's not with your gear. Unrelenting power delivery. Unparalleled weight savings. Keeping you on the water, whether you run a 9.9 or outscoping your best 5. In this rare air, there's power in the silence. It's a mindset, thinking only of the things that matter and freeing your mind from the things that you trust.
Get the best patterns backed by tournament data. Start by finding the best 10% of your lake. Know exactly what to look for and what to throw. After that, just put them in the boat.
Have you considered purchasing new electronics for your rig? The type of mounts you choose to protect your investment should be part of the decision-making process. No matter if you prefer 1, 2, or 3 graphs up front, Beatdown Outdoors has a solution for you. Adjustable, versatile, rigid, and made in the USA. What's your ultimate electronics setup? Check out the full selection of Beatdown Outdoors products by visiting beatdownoutdoors.com. All right, welcome back, BTL special evening edition. And it's been a while since we've had Polish Pete on the show. We had Trevor. Trevor, now a full-time guide. Up on Mille Lacs. I don't think you were. Oh, were you fishing, or did you have like strep or something the last time I was in?
I think I got sick. I think you're right. I think if I remember right, I did. I came down with a bug right before you came in.
Prez Piora.
Yep, you nailed it. Good job.
Well, my last name's Pangrak,
Yeah, I know,
and I had gotten it
yeah.
wrong before. So once I get it, so P. Prez Piora with Omnia Fishing.
Yep.
Based out of Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the Omnia stuff all the time, Omnia Pro, and some of the stuff they're coming out with, new upgrades to that app that we'll have on BTL.
Yep.
Pretty cool stuff coming down the pipe. You're explaining some of the stuff to me yesterday.
I'm pretty excited because this is some of the stuff is stuff that I've wanted for a long time that got backburnered due to, higher tech lifts for other features and stuff. But for a long time, especially a lot of the angler friends I have in my community of friends around me, there's some waypoint management stuff coming that to me is pretty key for me. I'm pretty technology stunted. I have a tough time with it, I
was shocked I was able to plug all this stuff.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, this would spin me out, but
it spins me out too. I don't have any other option.
But the ability to literally sort your waypoints and manage everything by lake, and be able to share it amongst each other, amongst your network and everything, and not have a cap on space or anything like that. I'm looking really forward to. There's a lot of cool stuff coming with that. And then, of course, things at the shop too are improving as far as like our in-stock rates are improving. I know we hear about that a lot and understand, that we're obviously a scaling business and we're tasked with running out of inventory as much as we possibly can. And so now we've been given a little bit more freedom to load up a little deeper and grow it and grow it and grow it. So I'm grateful for everybody who's come along so far. Only better things are coming here down the pipeline.
If you follow BTL, I suck at codes. Last year, we had a capital BTL 23 code for 15% off your purchase at omniafishing.com.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to try either that one or BTL 24. I have no idea if we have a new one for this year.
Well, if you try BTL 23, and if it doesn't work, try BTL 24. And if it doesn't, please reach out to us at hello@omniafishing.com, and we'll take care of you.
15% off your first purchase. All right. Media event here. I wanted to definitely get someone who is attending it on. Just talk kind of about the role that you play in this. We have Denali, Missile, Sunline, AFCO, Gamakatsu, Spro, Beat Down Outdoors, all these. So you kind of come in, talk about what your role is here, what you hope to get accomplished, and what you get accomplished during these 2.5 days.
Well, I'm super grateful I get invited to come do this. If you're in the industry at all and you get a chance to do something like this, this is a cool experience. Trust me, for lots of reasons. I'm the head of merchandising at Omnia, so the buying team and the digital merchandisers and all that work with me, and I kind of put my hands out there, feelers out there for what's going on in the industry. And this type of stuff helps me a lot because it's not just the fact that I get to see all the new products ahead of time here that we're getting to play with and see and get on the water with and shoot with the pros, but I'm actually getting to hang out with and talk to the people fishing with this stuff and designing the stuff and marketing the stuff. All the players are all here in one place. And I'm learning a lot about what our next steps are as an organization as well. Not just the cool new products, but I'm also talking to the pros about how they're seeing changes in fisheries and what's going on and what they want to work on next as far as baits and things like that.
And that allows you to get a step ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So when the next heavy turd comes out or
you
the
got
next
it.
minnow comes out, you are like, oh, I'm already on that train. And
you got it. Yeah,
I like it. That's cool. Have you gotten to do any fishing this week?
I Minnesota opened up last weekend.
Right.
Obviously, you got the win there on the river, which is always open because it's border waters between Wisconsin.
Bart got the win on the river. I happen to be in the same
boat.
boat.
I'll give you credit. I'll give Bart credit too. Even though I just got my text back from Bart just now after congratulating him. But congratulations, Bart, and you too, Matt. That's a great event. I know you guys have talked about it a bunch, but I have to say it, like, that event means a lot to us at Omnia too. We actually do fundraising ourselves that just goes straight into there because of that organization is something we all should be taking a part in.
Yeah.
Literally all of us. As if you're an angler, period, pay attention to that. Get behind Matt and his team, and every year, like, it's a cool thing. But yeah, our opener was just this last weekend. So I fished on Minnetonka on Sunday and then came here. I fished in Japan about a month ago, if that counts. And then
Biwa?
No, I fished actually in Tokyo Harbor. Saltwater fished. But,
oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Basically, they call them Japanese sea bass. It's a snook. It's like Japanese snook. It was cool.
All right. I just want to get you on, talk a little bit about it, say hi to the folks, let you know there is a bunch of new stuff coming with Omnia Pro that they'll be unveiling. Had a little chat with Pete about it and looking forward to it. So we're going to take probably one of our final breaks of the show. And when we come back, we'll get into some professional angler portion. I see some guys hanging around.
Oh, good.
And then we'll wrap things up here. BTL at night. Thanks for jumping on, dude.
Dude, thanks for having me. Congrats again.
Thanks. See ya. We'll be back.
See ya, everybody.
Yes.
Fishing isn't just a hobby, it's an obsession. Whether it's blazing hot or bitterly cold, bright sunshine, raining, or even snowing, someplace, somewhere, there's a fish that's ready to bite. And as the angler, you need baits that will catch the fish anywhere, anytime, no matter the conditions. From throwing topwaters to cranking the depths, know the baits to throw. Choose Spro.
Having confidence in your tackle while on the water is one of the main things to success, in my opinion. In the last couple of years with Denali, I've had just that. from anything from spinning rods, casting rods, tungsten products, even now to casting and spinning reels. I have the confidence to go out there and get the job done and know that all my equipment is going to handle it and do it just the way I want it. The thing about Denali is you've got great quality products at a great price point, so make sure you check them out.
It's definitely a lot colder today.
Man, I really need to make this cut. I need to make up points quick.
Positive mental attitude.
I hope they stay where I found them.
Are they even pulling water?
Too far. And I hope nobody else.
Man, it's too windy.
The water's too high.
Avco, keeping you comfortable on the outside, no matter how you're feeling on the inside.
In 2023, we became a household name in the crappie fishing world thanks to Power Breaks, the game changer. Hey, bass fishing world, buckle up, because you're next. It's going to be fun. Welcome to the next evolution of our product line, Power Breaks Sidekick, designed to install right on your shallow water acres. We are the first and only fishing brake company to offer a breakaway system. Just like with the Game Changer, the Power Brake Sidekick has it as well. And it's not a matter of if you're going to need it, it's when. Power Brakes, the most durable fishing brakes available on the market today. Made right here in the USA with our rock-solid 2-year warranty. Hey, not all fishing brakes are built equally, and you owe it to yourself to find out why ours are different. Power Brake Sidekick. Order yours today at mypowerbrakes.com. You'll be glad you did.
All right, welcome back. BTL at night after a fiery Brian New exit, but I would expect nothing less.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to follow that, Matt.
Yeah, well, you don't have to.
Do our
Don't
best.
worry.
We'll do our best.
We could just go back to the standard BTL. Todd Seisner, scoot over a little bit this way. You got to be. I don't know how we've kept drifting.
Well, I'm a wide
I
body.
think the
I'm a
camera.
wide
Well,
body,
no,
Matt.
the same thing's been happening all show. The camera drifted. So you, let's follow your career arc in the bass fishing industry.
Okay.
Did you start with Bass Fan?
No, actually, interesting story. My first swing at covering the fishing industry was at basically a companion site to Bass Fan, Walleye Fan.
Wait, you started at Walleye Fan?
Yep, for a minute back in 2008.
Didn't they have? Wait. What did they have? They had Walleye Fan, Redfish Fan,
Inshore Fan,
Inshore Fan,
yep, which covered redfish tournaments.
Tactical Gun Fan,
Yep.
Weather Fan,
Yes.
Bass Fan.
Yeah.
They had 5 at one point.
Yep. And then there was a Bass Fan Army, which was
Yes. What was that? I never figured out what that was. Is that like the Federation of Bass Fan?
Yeah.
The TBF of
Yep,
Bass Fan?
Exactly. Yeah. My first bass tournament coverage was going to Lake Wilson to cover the Bass Fan Army Championship. But that was my first exposure in person to a
Did you go to college?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, for journalism.
Okay,
Yeah.
so journalism, like
Yeah.
the fishing industry.
No, I mean journalism. Spent some time in mainstream newspapers covering stick and ball sports. at the
And
high
then
school and
someone
college
was like,
level.
"Hey, do you want to cover independent? You want to cover walleye fishing for an independent website?"
The state of the print media industry at that time, back in the late 2000s, was pretty stagnant, on a decline. I saw a one ad for a website covering walleye fishing tournaments and took a stab at it. Had an interview, went well. Rest is history. So
I had no clue
Yep.
about that. Of all the
quit a newspaper job, got to work remotely from home,
Keyword,
covering walleye tournaments.
rebuttal.
Right. Right. Exactly. Well played. Had to learn a whole new vocabulary.
Yeah.
Wasn't familiar with the walleye tournament scene at
Yeah.
all. So I got to learn what planer boards are, snap weights, lead core.
So this is a full
husky
circle.
Yeah,
This is a full circle journey through the industry.
for sure. Yeah.
So then you transitioned to Bass Fan.
Yep. Well,
No.
things didn't work out at Walleye Fan. Obviously, the economy contributed to that. Got out of the industry for about 4 years. Got back into it in 2012 at Bass Fan, and was there for 8 years. And then was sitting at the airport in Mazatlan, Mexico, coming home from a tackle testing tour, and got a phone call from an executive at our company asking me if I had ever heard of InFisherman, if I would be interested in maybe learning more about a position that was available at InFisherman. And I got that call on a Friday, and I typically didn't speak to this individual. So when he calls me on a Friday, I think it's bad news. My mind immediately goes, "This is bad news." But it wound up not being bad news, and the rest is history. So early 2020, right before COVID hit, I was installed as the associate publisher at InFisherman, and then 2 years ago, assumed the full-time role of publisher. So
was it? You gotta be honest here. Was it nice to not have to live the ins and outs of the tournament fishing world, or is it something that you miss? Because I know InFisherman is it's very similar with very passionate anglers,
right?
But it's not the daily ins and outs of the hardcore tournament world.
Right. I mean, covering the tournament scene was very much like the newspaper job, where it's a daily grind. Whether there was a tournament we were covering, there are nightly deadlines, turn the stuff around as quick as possible, break news, keep up to date with guys, work sources. We had the news feed on Bass Fan called Doc Talk, which is always a popular feature. We're constantly trying to fill that. But yeah, I won't lie. It got to become kind of a hamster wheel after, year after year after year. And the move over to InFisherman has been great because it's given me a broader perspective on the whole industry. Yes, bass tournaments are a part of that industry. I kind of refer to it as a hallway, and at InFisherman, I get to kind of hang out in the lobby of the industry, so to speak. So,
were you an InFisherman kid? Because I was an InFisherman kid.
You've told me this, yes.
I'm super pumped that I know the entire front off, not that the entire, but I know quite a few guys that work for InFisherman.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, no, a lot of those guys are kind of legends. Like
Thomas Allen works for him now.
I wouldn't put us in that category.
Not you guys are absolutely not legends. Yes, but the people that made the Linders and and all of those people that were on InFisherman every week and in the magazine, like Stangy and all that.
Not to be hyperbolic here, but InFisherman I think is responsible for teaching a lot of America how to fish.
Me 100%. I would literally take what is in the article. I would go to Mike's Tackle down in Decatur, Illinois. Shout out to Joanne. I know she just had a birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday, Joanne.
She's still in the shop. Did you go to that store during did you go to that postseason event in Decatur, Illinois? The one that Amart won cranking the balsa?
Did not. Was not there.
Edwin ran up the river.
I heard Decatur is a great place though.
Illinois?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's the soybean capital of the world.
Soybean capital of the world?
No, it really is.
All right. Learn something new
Archer
tonight.
Daniels Middling Company and Staley. Also home of Caterpillar.
All right, let's get back on track.
Heavy machinery.
Well, I learned today we're in the home of Ryobi. Ryobi Tools is based here in Anderson.
Oh,
South
I did
Carolina.
not know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's an individual in the lobby who's an employee and who's interacting with some folks from our group.
Huh.
So, yeah.
I was unaware of that.
Yeah. But we are off the rails.
Yeah, where we said, you were. Was saying that I was a InFisherman kid.
Right. No, I wouldn't say I was a devout follower of InFisherman. I grew up fishing with my parents, but I would rather play with my Matchbox cars in the boat than sit there and watch the bobber. So I got bored easily, whatever. But I grew up in a fishing family, but I wouldn't call myself a devout appointment viewing on TNN every Saturday and Sunday, but certainly had an appreciation for their the contributions that they've made over the years and connecting the fishing and the science and the find the fish, determine the location, figure out the right presentation equals success, right? FLP equals
fish plus location. Yeah, I have that tattooed on my lower back. You don't have the
I don't
F
know.
plus L plus
no
P.
No, it's not like the Yellowstone brand.
I thought it was F plus S plus P. Fish plus sonar plus presentation.
No. Pat may have another vowel, right?
So at an event like this, you come to it. Is there stuff that's going to come out of this? What are you looking for? Are you looking for new techniques, trends, baits, lures to put into the InFisherman publications?
All of the above, Matt. I think everybody here, we're all kind of junkies and tackle junkies and geeks and like to see what's coming down the pipeline. I think just 5 minutes ago, Sunline came out with another fluorocarbon. Since we've been on the air, I think
they do have a lot of
another
specialty fluorocarbons.
Yes,
We are still We
Right.
still do have scheduled a 2-part line series. The problem is finding the right person to come on from Sunline that can talk. No, have you seen the charts that they have for all their different lines? Like if you get the book, you open it up and it's like these spider things and it tells you what that line is good for.
Yeah.
So I want someone to come on the show and actually, like, we're going to show that, break down what all those
Yeah.
different mean. So like why you throw structure FC instead of sniper with a jig, if there's zebra, that type of stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Because there is a method to the madness.
Right.
For the most part.
There is. And I'm just glad I don't have to manage all that
Yeah.
spreadsheet stuff. Right. So, what were we talking about? Yeah. So an event like this, it's great. You get to interact on the water with the anglers and see how they plan to utilize these new products. Whether it's, hooks from Gamakatsu, new line from Sunline, new shapes from Missile. I've, getting to see some of the equipment that B-Town has come out with here and how, it's benefiting, anglers that, have multiple units at the front or at the bow. Just the hardware that's available now for anglers with the multiple units on the electronic side. But we'll utilize, sometimes it's just a conversation that leads to an idea down the road here. That's how I used to kind of utilize this event in the past, just kind of thought starters. But now, you want to be on social media. So you want some, quick videos, just, really kind of drive by sort of content. And then I'll go back and chat with editors on, what I saw here and what we should, focus on covering down the road from these brands. So, and Spro, don't forget about Spro. So.
Yeah, they're all there. I got one more thing. You're a sports guy.
I am. I got the Bruins Panthers game rolling over here. Game 5.
Yeah,
so, you're a Stars guy, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm a Blues guy at heart.
Blues guy,
I'll always
right.
be a Blues guy. But yes, I'm also a Stars guy. So you're a sports guy. So I got a couple packs right here. And listen, we're gonna be able to share this with the BTL listeners too.
Sure.
I actually got 25 foil packs that are gonna go out to BTL listeners through contests over the next year. But here's a couple. These are unopened, limited edition 2024 series AFCO Pro packs. You ever watch on like YouTube the guys who like open up the cards and then they just like lose their minds?
I have a 13-year-old son who is up to his neck in collecting.
Let's open up our AFCO Pro packs.
And I was a card kid going
Let's
up too,
see.
So
let's see who we got, and if we got any, we'll alternate here.
All
let's start
you go
it
first.
You have to do it with
well, usually they do like they
with the stream excitement.
They'll put a blank card over the top. Right?
Okay, I got the other pro pack right here.
Are there any like game used jersey cards in here? They call them patch cards.
Tournament worn AFCO boxer patch.
Hey, maybe it's an idea for next year.
All right, I'm gonna pull the
look at that guy.
Largemouth bass Mark Zona.
So wait, you're not gonna repackage these and send these out to the contest?
No.
Okay,
These are
right.
going home. Host of Elite Series, double action. Look, largemouth on the front, smallmouth on the back.
I didn't realize that. That's a great.
That goes into a sleeve. All right, you're up.
We got another guy from up north. He's got a largemouth in one hand, a smallie in another, and a ear-to-ear grin. Mr. Mercer.
You don't sound excited about that pull.
Huh?
You don't sound excited about that pull.
I mean, I'd rather see some active anglers included in here.
That's a multi-species, double guns blazing.
That
pull.
is
an international card,
and
so to
a neighbor
speak.
from the north too. So
all right,
yes.
I will pull the next one. Oh, tonight's guest on BTL, we have a Hero Shot Gerald Swindle. Looks like a soft plastic frog card. Is that a soft plastic? That looks like a horny toad to me.
It could be.
That is.
Very
We
well.
have a Gerald Swindle horny toad largemouth card. And on the back, we have the waterfall. Look at that.
That's a great shot.
The cast on the back with the water flying off of the reel.
Money shot.
Yep, that's definitely a collector's card. All right.
And here we have the next one here. We got a legend son, and a legend unto himself, right? Wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Scott Martin.
Yeah. So, rocking the AFCO bibs in this one with
Scott Martin
that's
rain gear card.
A rain gear card.
Yes,
an 8-pounder at least there.
Uh-huh.
And this one is just a stage shot there.
Yes,
double guns blazing there. Right?
Yep.
So
I like it.
2000. What year did he win the cup, Matt?
Oh, you would not put that on me.
It's on the card. I mean, don't.
I would have known if they hadn't canceled it. All right, we're next.
2011.
Don't break the set. It is Michael Iaconelli. AFCO Reaper card. AFCO Reaper card. Mike Iaconelli.
That's a good pull.
Bass Nation champion.
That's a really good pull.
Handlebar mustache on the back.
Yes.
I am 3 for 3 on the pulls tonight.
That's a rarity right there.
Yep, look at that. That is that's also
clean shaven mic on the front.
On the front, but on the back, it's the stash. Next time,
Yep.
maybe we'll pull the stash patch.
Yep. That's one of my favorite nuggets of news. The only angler ever to win the Classic, the AOI, and the Bass Nation Championship.
Huh.
And an inductee in the Hall of Fame.
That is
year.
next year. They are actually going to have one of the cards will have his soul patch in the card.
Built into the card.
All right,
Tremendous.
we're nearing the end of it right here.
Well, this guy was here this week. Might recognize
Who's
him.
that?
This guy from your neck of the woods there, and fellow Okie, Mr. Christie.
Jason Christie.
Jason Christie. Yeah.
What's on the back? Oh, it's the
look at
classic
that.
card.
He just
it's
happens
the
to be
Jason Christie classic card.
Right. Where'd that happen?
Right here.
Yeah. Right just down the
You
road.
pulled the Jason Christie classic card at Hartwell.
Yeah. Yep.
He wins it on a minnow in his favorite technique, spinner bait flipping. What's he got? What's
He's
he working
rocking
with right there?
His Jason.
Is that a frog or what's that bait in that card?
I don't know.
Little duckweed on the fish?
There is, yeah. Dressed it up for us.
It is.
He looks good in that hoodie, though, doesn't he?
He does. That is his signature series hoodie.
Yeah.
All right, we have 3 more cards left. Oh, we have the Drew Cook bed fishing special card. There he is on the back, clearly looking at a bedfish. Drew Cook, Century Club member.
I like these cards because they've got it. That's a nice finish. Like this is something.
It is.
I'm surprised other companies haven't.
All right,
jumped
that's
on
a that's a quality.
That's a
pull.
good pull. Yeah.
Next
up, we have Alabama Pro, Elite Series angler Wes Logan, the diminutive,
the little ball of hate.
That's right, the diminutive one, Wes Logan. That's a handful of fish right there.
It is.
Right.
That's a good one. Ooh, don't.
I don't wanna
that'll
soften the
make it.
corners.
That's no longer a Gem Mint 10.
Sorry, Wes.
All right, up next. Oh, we have a Matt Airy Water Diamond edition.
Water Diamond.
Look at the water diamonds. Look at the
Yeah.
water diamonds. The Matt Airy Water Diamonds edition.
You almost can't even see Matt behind all that.
No,
water
that
splash.
is a shot. And
Yeah.
then on the back, welcome to the North, folks. Double guns blazing smallmouth. Just high and proud right there.
Yep. Who's the more famous angler from Shelby, North Carolina these days? Would it be Matt or his fellow Shelby resident?
Thrift?
Brian Thrift. They'd have to arm wrestle for it, I suppose.
It is. It would be. All right. Last card in the
Let's
pack.
finish it up here.
Let's finish it up. Last card in the limited edition 2024 series AFCO Pro Pack.
This person is, I mean, she's probably on the water today. This girl grinds and grinds.
Oh,
and
she's
grinds.
won more than everybody combined in
Yeah.
this group.
Right. So we got kayak legend, soon to be a opens angler, correct? Christine Fisher.
I believe so, but
Yeah.
that is a kayak edition. Christine
Kayak edition.
Fisher.
Yeah. If she can flat out catch them.
What's in the back? What do we got on the back there?
We got her just working on her
Oh, in the
Hobie.
pedal.
In the pedal.
In the pedal,
Yeah.
doesn't go with the Torquedo.
No, she doesn't screw around.
Yeah.
So she was at this
Weeping
event a couple
Water,
years
Nebraska.
ago. Yeah, she's a Midwest girl. She
Yeah.
loves catching muskies.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
knew that. I've watched some of her videos
Yeah.
where she catches the muskies.
No,
Anyway,
she's-
guys.
she's been a frequent contributor to fish over the years too.
Here, how about this for a bad joke? You play your cards right.
Oh,
you
that
might
one-
be able
that one wrote itself, man.
to get a
Love it.
to get a pack of these. We still have some people over there. Is there anyone over there who has a burning desire to jump on BTL? fair shot right now. We have squirrel hunting legend Jeremy Lawyer. We have 5-time Elite Series champ Mike McClellan. We have Nichols Marine Tournament Series champion Justin McClellan over there. We have Blake Price from Beatdown, the mind behind Beatdown Outdoors. And I think we're going to wrap the show up with Todd Seisner.
The McClellan boys aren't going to thumb wrestle to see who gets.
Yeah, do you guys? Well, no. There's only one headset, which would be funny to hear them to interview them with one headset about their Nichols Marine Tournament Series win. Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, this headset won't fit around both their heads. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Did I say Burning Desire?
I don't remember.
I must have, because multiple people said that was a very unique way. Yeah, Burning Desire sends mixed signals.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's for sure.
All right, Todd.
Cool, man. This has been fun.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up tonight. We're back on the water early tomorrow morning. Like I said, the outdoor brands team: Denali, Missile Baits, Sunline, AFCO.
It's always a treat.
Gamakatsu, Spro, Beatdown Outdoors. Just some of the great brands. A lot of those brands are
Ryobi Tools. I mean, maybe as an honorary member.
Well,
of the group
maybe.
now. Yeah.
A lot of the brands that are here. This is a 4th or 5th year that I've attended this. Are supporters of BTL, the Bass Talk brand, Bass Talk Live brand. Very valuable.
Would we be remiss to sign off if we don't talk about the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame? Have we?
Yeah.
Covered?
What do we got going on?
Well, we've got. I think the Dads and Grads auction is coming up here. If it's not already live, like a good, get your hands on some
bassfishinghof.com. The website is updated on a regular basis.
Yep. There's a Dads and Grads auction that if it's not live already, will soon be live. Maybe get your hands on some, tournament jerseys, some other cool memorabilia and trinkets that people have supplied us with. And, hey, Father's Day is right around the corner. Graduations are happening. So hook somebody up.
The other thing that you could do is, and I talk about this on BTL all the time, the induction ceremony.
It's an appointment. It is an event on the Bass Fishing
and it is
now.
open to the public
for sure.
You can purchase tickets for that event. You can go to the Wonders of Wildlife. You can make a weekend out of it. Every year that I've gone, I've met several couples that just say, hey, we drove 5 hours. We got a hotel. We went to the Wonders of Wildlife Museum. We went to it's just
members of BTL Nation. Most likely.
They are. Yeah. We went to the #1 ranked aquarium in the country.
That place is so bad.
Like literally, they just named it the #1 aquarium in the country.
Yeah. No,
I want to have one of those one day in my house.
It's an experience if you haven't had a chance to walk.
Just like that in my house one day, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I do. But I don't want to.
Johnny can actually say that.
Yeah.
Because it is his house. Because that's the Springfield Bass Pro Shops.
He has
the best aquarium in the world in his house.
Yeah.
You think he ever just walks through there at night, like with the lights down, with the slippers, and just like stares at the freaking
sharks
grouper?
And the sharks and the jellyfish and that's the life, right?
That would be cool. But anyway, we digress. It is an awesome weekend.
Yep.
The auction will go live for that about a couple weeks before.
Yeah, I think it'll go live that week. That Celebrate Bass Fishing Week that kind of culminates that night in Springfield with the induction ceremony. And this year we're having it'll be a fun night this year with
Skeet Reese, Alfred Williams,
Mark
Zona, Fred Arbogast, and the 5th one is McInnes.
Mike McInnes,
Mike McInnes is in. So 5. So if you've ever thought about it, if you've heard you talk about it, if you've seen any of this stuff, there's always that big online auction every year, and you want to attend it.
Because in that room, you've been there, I've been there many times.
Yeah,
You're in that room. It is all of the power players in the sport are in that room at one night. Doesn't matter what team you're on, what brand you work for. That night, everybody puts their swords down. And we're all there for one cause, and that's to celebrate the history of the sport. And it's been an awesome experience to be involved with it.
It is. Another aspect of it, we had Gene Gilliland in studio last month. Guys, go back and listen to that. If you have anybody in high school that's looking to get into the fisheries biology side of this, if you are with a Bass Nation Club, a
Yeah.
TBF club, any club that does restoration, any sort of habitat, any of that stuff. Gene talked about those opportunities in depth, also available
The
on
scholarship program that we have is
bassfishinghof.com.
great. The conservation, subsidy that we offer. I mean, we have money to give away to these organizations and people that want to pursue a career in the fisheries industry. So,
well, that's great. I'm glad I closed it out with you. I
Yeah.
thought we might possibly be headed
Off
a
the
little
rails.
bit off
Yeah,
the
we
rails
kept
on
it
that,
in.
but we brought it back.
Love
So
it.
guys, I don't think we have this room for tomorrow. So probably the only BTL of the week. I will be back actually with the NPFL in town. I'm probably going to stay till Thursday and go to the NPFL weigh-in. I have not been to an NPFL weigh-in
Good.
yet.
That'll be fun to check out.
I'm going to slide over to Green Pond Landing. What they have done in Anderson, the support of professional bass fishing on all levels, from juniors to high school to college to the NPFL to the MLF to the BASS,
It's the Taj Mahal of all bass, ramps anywhere.
And just the city and everything and how they accommodate. Neil Paul is the man who's
He's the
behind
mastermind
that.
behind it all. He
And-
he had the vision for it and knew the benefits that it would bring to the community. And full marks to Neil and the the people that continue to. I mean, you build something like that, that's fantastic.
If you build it, they will come.
Right, and you got to maintain
Field of
it.
dreams.
And we were out there today. I mean, it's clean.
Yep.
Grass is cut.
Mhm.
It's well looked after, and it's
And
it's
it
a
wasn't
crown
like
jewel.
that the first time I was
No,
here at
no,
all.
it's-
I mean, it was still a very nice ramp,
Right.
but when they brought the classics here and they did it, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's
Yeah.
literally a viewing amphitheater to watch the boats take off.
Yeah.
It's a good deal. So Neil Paul, high marks for what you've done in the city of Anderson with Lake Hartwell.
Yeah,
and
just
the
the way
Green
the
Pond
communities
Landing.
get behind fishing as an economic booster.
All right, we're gonna throw a
Let's
little
get outta
background
here.
music on. You can't hear the background music. I'm very happy with who I pulled in the pack.
I am
in
too.
the card.
No, it's a pretty good pack.
I think all of mine get a hard sleeve.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And you have 4 or 5 or gem mint.
Yeah, I might actually think about sending a couple of those off for grading. So
You could get some autographs. Gerald was just on the show tonight. You just missed him.
good. I
Oh,
think he's in
tomorrow
the.
you could get him autographed.
Well, last I saw, he was in the lobby hawking.
You know what
t-shirts.
we could do? That's cold. You know what we could do for the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame is we could get the entire
We could.
AFCO Pro team autographed and then framed in the little card thing that you have.
Matt, I like this idea very much.
No, I'm dead serious.
No, I'm
And
agreeing with you.
We could
will
actually
get this
do
done.
4 or 5 of them
We will get this done
and have
for
them
sure.
all nicely autographed.
Yeah, that'd be a nice
Because
piece.
did you
for the
not
auction.
have the card I had an Eddie Belfour signed hologram card?
Well, if we got to go.
No,
cut me
we're
off,
good. Look,
but,
the beauty of doing this is I can just turn the music off.
So back home, I have a friend who owns a card shop in the Buffalo area.
Really?
Yeah, and our daughters played hockey together.
Okay.
So I'm at the rink one day, and he comes up to me and he hands me these 2 cards and sleeves. He's like, "Here, do you want these?" I worked in the fishing industry, and he hands them to me, and it's 2 Kevin Van Dam cards from the early 2000s. Where there was a company, I don't remember the brand of the card company, but they were making cards for Elite Series, and so I'm like, what am I going to do with these? So I kept them, and then got on the Hall of Fame board, and we had the auction, and I came up with a shadow box. I had Kevin sign both of them, and then we created a shadow box, and then sold that at the auction a couple years ago, and that was pretty cool. So yeah.
There we go.
But I mean, heck, with sports cards now, I mean, they make
Out
them
of
for
everyone
F1
that we've
cards.
pulled, who is the hardest? I think Christy will be the hardest to get to autograph.
I mean, yeah, probably.
We'll probably have to convince him.
Yeah, we might have to tag team that.
Yeah, you can. Will you get him to? I don't want to ask.
No.
No.
Yeah.
If you can get Christy, I think we're good on the rest of them. Does In Fisherman cover kayak derbies?
Yeah, Christine's
Okay.
a friend.
Yep.
Friend of the
you
brand.
can probably get that one, and I
Okay.
think we're pretty good on the rest of them.
Yeah.
Just catch Ike on a good day.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
I'll work on Christy. Sounds
There you
good.
go. All right. This has been another edition of BTL Bass Talk Live. Stay tuned to BassZone.com for an updated schedule on when we'll be back. I know we'll be back 8:30 a.m. on Monday morning with a live show from the BTL studio in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Until then, thanks to all of our guests. Thanks to everybody for jumping on, staying on late night. We'll talk to everybody later. See ya.